duty calls, the 315th Airlift Wing answers, dialing up a crew of reservists to deliver the aid and supplies so desperately needed in Haiti.
Medical supplies, bringing personnel, food and water, even doing some aeromedical evacuation.
We're below 10,000 feet.
Captain Robert McGrath is the aircraft commander for this mission and prepares the crew for a hazardous approach into Port-au-Prince. There's just one runway receiving more than 130 flights a day.
The ramp space is really tight down there, so we can't delay at all. So we need to have some kind of way to coordinate.
It should come as no surprise that the C-17 Globemaster has become the workhorse of the U.S. Armed Forces. It can move a lot of stuff really far, really fast. This one, a new addition to the fleet, is checked over before departing for Pope Air Force Base, North Carolina, where supplies and Army personnel await pickup.
About a half-hour flight up to Pope. And then when we get the ground stuff there, we'll do about 2.5 hours to Haiti.
Stabilizer. Middle off 3232 Alpha is off the ground at the time.
Copy that, have a safe flight.
Positive rate.
Positive rate, good gear, gear up.
Nice job, crew. A little rush, but we made it.
In just under 3 hours, the crew loads over 90,000 pounds of cargo, as well as 26 soldiers from nearby Fort Bragg.
These armored vehicles will be unloaded to the C-17, where they'll be flown into Port-au-Prince so they can deliver humanitarian aid to the victims of the earthquake.
I see they have loudspeakers on top of their Humvees. What I'm guessing is they're going down to try to communicate and to control the people through a different language to communicate with them on how to get to distribution points and food and water and the care they need.
With the cargo secured, the soldiers climb aboard, prepared to stay as long as it takes to deliver aid to a suffering nation.
Talking to my soldiers down there, they really have a good feeling of accomplishment, and I think they've gotten good feedback from the people of Haiti.
As the aircraft reaches cruising altitude, the crew warns of a precarious situation on the ground at Port-au-Prince.
Aircraft, in fact, that's our biggest hazard tonight, is avoiding airplanes. You've got a lot of stuff that's scheduled and some kind of structure, but you also have got airplanes arriving from all over the world. Some of them announced, some of them are unannounced. So tonight our biggest challenge is just going to be getting into the airfield and keeping a lookout for all the other airplanes and helicopters that are flying around.
Usually what we can encounter is we'll end up getting there and there's already airplanes on the ramp, so we can't land, so we have to end up holding. And that can be anywhere from 15, 20 minutes to a couple hours. So we need to take enough gas so that we're able to hold. And in worst case, if we go through that gas, if it becomes excessive, we have diverted airports we can go into, refuel, and then come back and do it. So in a perfect world, everybody would be on time, but in the realistic world, it doesn't happen that way.
Sunset over the Bahamas, a good time for reflection on the task at hand.
You know, at the end of the day, this is probably one of the best jobs in the world because you get paid to fly airplanes and you actually get to do some pretty some neat stuff. I can't tell you how many times we turn on the news and the story they're talking about is something we're actually participating in. So it's really neat. It's such a great ability to be able to do something you love and actually go help people, and it's hard to describe that.
It's also a good time to remember that these are reservists, pulled away from their daily routines, serving proudly on short notice.
All in all, we're happy to do it. It's a great feeling of accomplishment to be able to do this. We know each other very well. A lot of us have been there a long time. We've got guys that have been flying out of the same squadron for 20 years. And so you get to know the people, your friends, you know what they do. We have guys that build houses. These guys up here, they're construction. They own construction companies. I'm a pilot for American. We've got our loadmasters down there. One's a mechanic and the other's a student. So we have all sorts of occupations within the reserves. And so that's what makes it unique. But we do this all voluntarily. It's part-time and we all love doing it.
10 to go. We're at 10,000 feet.
Nightfall over Haiti, and the single runway comes into view. The airfield, a beacon of light in a country otherwise shrouded in darkness.
Okay, 11,000, and confirm we are cleared to Golf Alpha November India Victor.
That's correct, sir. Cleared to Ganiv. Via the Ganiv 1 arrival, that's Savar. Intercept the 24 DMER, to Ganiv, then the ILS 10 for the approach.
So should we be going to this point, Rob, or should we go to Ganiv?
Go, well,
All
just
about.
clarify. Yeah, clarify.
He said direct Ganiv at the end, but...
Port-au-Prince Caravan Honor 2 Juliet.
On the ground, relief operations quickly become evident as planes and trucks jockey for position along the crowded pavement outside the airport. Passengers board an unmarked commercial plane and missionaries fill vehicles to capacity. We'll have 90 minutes here to take a look around while the crew rapidly unloads the cargo.
And as you can see out on the tarmac, the situation is in constant flux with convoys coming in and out with supplies, planes landing every couple of minutes, a situation that can prove to be quite hazardous.
Haiti right now at the airfield, it's what I would call a controlled chaos. Everybody coming together and trying to do the better part of good in a controlled but chaotic environment.
The temperature here tops 80 degrees and smoke fills the air from wildfires raging on a nearby hillside. The airport terminal has been shut down, and it doesn't take long to see why. Structural damage is visible around every corner, and other than a few journalists and security guards, there's no one here. Outside the security gates, Shadrach patiently watches the action and waits for help.
Too many people die in Haiti. I see too many people dead. They're hurt. The Republic Dominican, they came to help. They send food, water, like banana. They send wood. They send medicine like that. And they send a doctor to come to help some people like that. They say American people have to come to give a help to. They have a lot of things to say, to come to share to these people.
And with the cargo unloaded and soldiers reporting for duty, the jump seats are open for American volunteers, grateful for a lift. They'll be dropped off in Orlando, Florida, before this tired crew returns to Charleston.
I heard about this, and somebody emailed saying just go there and show your passport. So I figured, well, I'll take a chance. And so somebody dropped me off. I was going to sleep in the airport if I couldn't get a flight, but I got here about 5:30, and I don't know, it's 8:30, and here I am sitting on a plane ready to go home. I'm happy. I'm very happy.
With the mission complete, these airmen can return home, but not for long. Another crew call is scheduled in just 2 days, and they'll be ready to do it all over again. With the 315th Airlift Wing, I'm Jared Hamm, WLCN 18.
So is the ARC in there?
Not yet. Just